Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Hello.
So we are super excited to be here tonight. Welcome to Class today. And we actually have a guest tonight, and we're super excited about that. We want to welcome Cora from Cora's
Hello.
at Her Corner on YouTube. And we want to talk tonight about scam baiting. And this is something that I've recently started doing, but I know Corey, you've been doing it a while, right?
I've been doing it for quite a while, longer than I've been filming it.
Okay. So, is there a reason you started with the scam baiting?
This goes far back to 2000. This is going to give me a second. 2004. No. 2014 or 2015. 2014. Yeah. They kind of like, until I became a mother, they kind of all like squished together. But what happened was I was getting let go from my restaurant job because they were closing down for good. And so I needed to find another job. Well, I had a profile on care.com, and it was a coincidence that at that time scammers had hacked care.com and went into. Dude, give me that. Sorry, my kids. They went to care.com and they got people's information and they sent out mass emails. Well, I had no idea at the time that this was going on. So I was sitting, here looking for a job, and I get this email saying, "Yeah, I'm looking for someone to take care of my child in your town." Like, that's the thing. I should have known the red flags, but it was like stuff like in your town, and then like they would go on this whole sympathy thing on, how this kid has special needs, and they just need you to go to the house and take care of stuff before they move. This is where it becomes that fake check scam where they're gonna send you a check, and you end up cashing it, giving them money, and then find out you owe the bank all this money. So what happened was I started talking to them stuff, and I was telling my husband about this because obviously I'm gonna tell him because we needed a way to survive. Dude, sorry, my son. And so he's like, something's not right. He goes, I think it's a scam. And so I went in and I sent through a different email, different city, different state, saying, yeah, I would love the job. Sure enough, that's when I knew it was a scammer. So I never made it to where they sent the check out.
Right.
And I was kind of bummed about it. And so later on, I got another job. I quit that job to start doing a nanny job, and it was my niece and nephews. And what happened was my husband's like, there are people that prank scammers now. You can find them on YouTube. And I'm like, really? And so I started watching these videos with the kids. Like Kit Boga was one of them. The other one was Trilogy Media. I love Kit Boga. And the other one was Trilogy Media. So me and the kids would sit there and we would laugh. And next thing you know, I start getting more like those phone calls where scammers were, pranking. Like I wanted to prank the scammers too. So when they would call me, I would mess with them for a while. There was one time where my nephew pretended to like have a full-on rage fit, pretend to break something, and you could hear the scammer on the other line like, oh, like I was like, yeah, he broke my computer. I can't do it anymore. And so like we would mess with them. And so later on, I became a mother in 2017, normal stuff. And then I found out in 2019 that I was pregnant with twins. It was a rough pregnancy. I got really sick. The short story is I did end up losing one of my sons, and it put me in a great depression. And so I have to see a therapy for PTSD because I suffer from that whole traumatic stuff. And she's like, you need to be more protective of yourself. Something that you need to do. And I was like, okay. So I figured out how to use text now. Sorry, I figured out how to use text now along the lines. And so I started using that to prank scammers. I started filming it. I started posting it. So it's kind of like a therapeutic thing for me now. But I've even had, since I've started this, family members get scammed or almost get scammed because of this. And it's like, you guys could always ask me if you feel something is off. but
Right.
that's how I started filming it.
Yeah. Hey, Anthony. I will throw that up there. Maybe. Oh, I think Amy, you and I did it at the same time, I think.
No, I didn't
Goodness.
click it.
Oh, okay. I'm glad Anthony's here because he, of course, is face down tragedy with After the Shuffle. You're also doing that as well as your
Mm-hmm.
own YouTube channel, right?
Yep.
So, and that's actually the way I was introduced to you was through After the Shuffle.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I started checking out your channel, and I too am really big into Kit Boga, Trilogy Media, but we did not find these. And when I say we, Amy is actually the one that found Trilogy Media and Scammer Payback after our loved one was scammed. And I really wish I had found these channels prior to that because I'm very much in support of the scam baiters. And that's what I actually am doing now too. I don't do as much of mine on the phone as you do. Mine is more through email and text. So, but I mean, I'm glad there's people out there that's actually doing it. What do you think some of the benefits to scam baiting are? And before you answer that, hello, Christopher.
So the benefits, well, it's therapeutic for me because especially I've had a recent family event, family drama go on, so it actually helps me release that negative energy on these people who are trying to take advantage of other people. So there's an advantage to that, but also with the scam baiting, it wastes their time, so they're not scamming somebody else. Keeps them busy,
Right.
thinks they have somebody on the hook when they don't. Because I've had calls last over an hour before, and then I've had calls where they hung up right away. Where's my mouse? Was gonna try
Great singing
Now,
skills, kid. Keep it up.
yes,
You'll go far in
yes,
life.
yes. Um, have you ever had a scammer apologize to you when you've kind of, exposed who you are and what you've been doing, or they figured it out? Has anyone ever once said, "I'm sorry"?
one person, one scammer. Will you give me that? You cannot have that. One scammer. He's gonna do anything right now. I'm waiting for their dad to go home. One. Sorry. One scammer. Oh my gosh, this is the
Okay,
fighting.
it's
This is the part
okay.
of being a mom and a
It
scam
is.
baiter.
It is
But
okay.
one scammer had apologized, saying, I'm trying to get out of this. I don't want to do this anymore. I even sent them the info. Come here. I even sent them the info for Trilogy, and I'm like,
Oh,
yeah. I sent them the info for Trilogy, and I let Amanda know. Dear Lord. So
it's okay.
but he never contacted him, nothing, because I asked Amanda later, nothing. Either he found his own way out or he just was full of crap.
I'm sure the scammers get to hear this as well, with the kids and stuff too, which adds to the chaos and confusion that you try to bring to a scammer in those calls. So, it's okay. I mean, I'm a mom,
Usually,
and it's not been all that long ago that Amy was acting just like that. So every time you get on the phone or
yeah, like when I
so,
usually do it, he's usually napping and he's usually the one being crazy.
yeah.
So that's usually when I do it. Because, like, even when my husband's here, he's like, well, I just don't want to hear it. And it's like, yeah, thanks for the help.
Kathy,
But
you said you're not getting any video. Where are you watching at? I've got YouTube, or I got
Facebook.
Facebook pulled up, and I've got it. So you might need to go back out and refresh and come back in.
Yeah, she's watching off of
Anybody,
Facebook.
yeah, anybody else having any problems with the video? Because I see it on Facebook. So, um, we actually, I had asked Cora earlier today because I really wanted to be able to show one of her videos, and that way you can kind of see how it operates. She has a lot of videos, and you need to go over there and check them out. And it covers a lot of the different scams. The one we're going to do tonight is the Medicare scam, because that's one that's not talked about as much. Cora, is that right?
I haven't seen very many scam baits for it. There are out there, but most of the time, right now you'll see Amazon. Before it was Social Security and stuff. This one,
Right.
it's just, and it's weird. This phone number is still active, but during the day, like they're Medicare, but during the night, they're like, what was it?
Rehab.
Rehab.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is fishy. And of course, I'm Googling all this stuff. It's like, yeah. And like the one time I called them and they picked up. They're like, yeah, we're glad that you picked up our call. Like, saying that I called them. And I'm like, yeah, this is definitely scamming. Obviously the government's not going to go out and have deals for Medicare, call older people and stuff like that. So it's just, I don't see as many scam baits for this one as I do other scam baits.
Okay. Anthony says Facebook keeps cutting in and out with the video and audio. If you're watching on Facebook and it does that, you might run over to YouTube and try it there. You can go to The Price of Love Today on YouTube, and it's broadcasting live there also. So, Christopher, before we get into this video, Amy, can you pull up what I said? Or I've got it. Oh, no, I don't either. What happened? Yeah, I just cut out.
I put it up on the screen.
Yeah, I froze. It says it adds a sense of realism, so it lures scammers into a false sense of security. So, all right, let's start with Cora's video. This can be found on her YouTube channel at Cora's Outer Corner, and that is scrolling across the bottom. You definitely want to go over there and check her out. Subscribe. I think you just hit, was it 300 likes?
Yeah, it was 300 subscribers. Yeah.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm going to play this and tell me if you can hear it. If not, I have another way.
It's very quiet.
Okay. Let me do it the other way.
Okay. We'll give her a minute to get that up. How many of you
Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me if you can hear it now.
Now in today's video, I decided to scam bait.
Can you take it up here?
I've only done this scam one other video, and things to learn about is they definitely target elderly senior citizens, especially ones who are possibly already using Medicare. Now the government has...
Does that sound better?
Yeah. Can you hear me, Amy?
Yeah, you'll probably get echo because I have you on my desktop speakers.
Okay, we're going to stop and start it, so I'll just kind of flag you down and I want you to stop it, okay?
Okay, just tell me and I'll mute you so you don't get echo.
Okay.
Has officially made a statement saying they would never call you at all about any new opportunities with Medicare, with any new packages with Medicare or anything like that. And that if you or someone you know gets a phone call from something like this, hang up right away because it is a scam. Their big purpose with this is to steal your identity by either collecting your Medicare card info or even your Social Security, along with recording you saying yes, so that way they can always use that recording to authorize other things. So this is what happened, and here we go.
Hi, I am calling regarding the new Medicare Advantage plan. There's revenue benefits that you can get, and that's available without additional cost. Do you have Medicare or Medicaid?
I have Medicaid.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What I really want to say right here is, Cora, I know you're probably watching it through the StreamYard. StreamYard is lagging, but it does not look to be lagging on Facebook. So it's throwing me off. But also, I wanted to let everybody know, and this is something we talk about every time. And Cora, I'm really glad that you put it in this video. Is Medicare and even Social Security, they will not call you. And that is something to remember. And we want to stress that every single time. And I'm glad you put that at the beginning of your video. All right, I'm.
Okay, ma'am. Have you
Yes.
recently moved our last year coverage?
No, I don't think so.
No?
No. Usually my son takes
Okay.
control of it, but I'm not having my son take control of
Um,
my life for much longer.
okay, ma'am. Please stay in the line while I connect you to our licensed agent, okay?
All right,
This won't take long, ma'am.
all right, this sounds wonderful.
Hello?
Hello? You hear me?
This won't take long, ma'am, okay?
Okay, this sounds great.
Thank you for holding. My name is David. I'm a Medicare health agent. You were connected to me because you may qualify for additional benefits during this year's open enrollment. Do you have Medicare Part A and B or Medicaid?
I have Medicaid. Wait,
You have Medicaid?
Medicare. I said
Or
Medicare.
Medicare.
Yes.
Okay. What is your age? How old are you?
I was born in 1940. I am 82 years old.
February 15th?
February 14th on Valentine's Day. My mother always said I was a Valentine's Day gift. Better than Cupid.
Oh. 2 gifts. Oh.
Yes.
Oh,
Cupid just
excellent.
shot her in the
Okay.
heart to make her fall in love with a fool. Well, she had me, so I was the better gift on Valentine's Day.
Wow. That's beautiful. What is your name?
My name is Ninny, Ninny, and my last name is Johnson. Johnsson.
Okay, Ms. Johnson, my purpose is to connect you with a Medicare licensed agent, guide you information with additional benefits that you qualify for in your Medicare plan.
That sounds
I'm going to play this.
wonderful.
Just need to play this short recording. If you could help me with a yes at the end of the recording, I'll transfer you. The
All
recording
right.
is just saying, okay, if the recording is just saying that if you get disconnected or if the call hangs up, they're giving permission for the Medicare agent to give you a call back or to text you. Just try and take the call. I'm going to play it for you now.
Okay.
We take your privacy seriously. Do you agree to these terms before I transfer the call for that free quote?
Is
Hello?
that a yes, Ms. Johnson?
Oh, hello? I didn't
Yes,
quite
did you say
hear
yes?
that. I didn't quite hear that.
Okay, you want me to repeat it? You want me to put it again?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to play it for you now.
Okay. That was
We
great.
take your privacy seriously. Do you agree to these terms before I transfer the call for that free quote?
Did you say yes, Ms. Johnson?
That just sounds very lovely. I do agree.
Okay, but can you say yes? They asked for a yes.
I agreed. Very lovely. I agree. I confirm.
Okay, Ms. Johnson.
All right. So I'm going to stop it right here because I kind of you got to look at Cora's face when she's doing this, because you can see, Cora, that you're sitting there trying to come up with the most outrageous and absurd things to say. When you go into a scam bait like this, do you know what character you're going in as? Do you know what story you're going to tell? I mean, or do you just kind of wing it?
Most of the time, I wing it because there's certain times where I want to do Tony. Nobody wants to talk to Tony. I want to do Gladys. Nobody wants to talk to Gladys. So it's like, it depends on the scammers that day. Sometimes, like, I'm going in and, like, I have an idea how it's going to happen. And then sometimes it goes that way. And then other times I think of something else. I'm like, you know what? Let's do that. So that's how my mindset is. Like right there, I'm just trying to think of things to prolong it to make it seem like I'm an old senile lady that just doesn't know how she should answer. She's not really good at listening. And that was the goal, is to kind of like irritate him at least.
Yeah, and you can see that in your facial expression and in your eyes when you're doing this. A lot of scam baiters will show their screens and they will show, you'll see, what they're doing online or whatever, but you don't necessarily see like the wheels turning in their head like you do with you. And I know when I go into a scam, through text or whatever, I never know where that story's going to go. And I take it just as crazy as I can just to see, how long. And usually the scammers don't catch on very quickly at all. I don't care how outrageous they get with it. So, one thing that I found really interesting through the Medicare scam up to this point is they've only asked you for your name. Now, I do know as far as we go, at a certain point, they will start asking for more information. But was this a call that you had received, or that somebody tipped you off on the number so you called them back, or what exactly? How did you find this one?
This number was tipped off to me. So, and obviously they are making calls because, like I said, I don't know if it made it into one of the videos, but she's like, thank you for accepting our call. Was so I was like, I didn't want to say anything, but I'm thinking, yeah, you didn't call me, I called you.
Yeah, it actually said that in writing at the beginning of this. So, and that's funny because when you get like the email or the text, well, somebody else can actually send you that information and you can go in there and just pretend like you either messaged them by accident or somebody gave you the email address or the hangouts or whatever, and they will actually, the scam will run. They'll still run that scam on you, even though you've never had contact. It works the same with phone numbers. And encourage people, if they get these scam messages or scam calls and they don't want to do with them, send them to me or to this page or whatever. Get those numbers out, because I know numbers change frequently, scammers. So I would assume that you also, if you've got people that are watching, if they have these numbers, they can send those to you, or is there a way they can get those to you? Okay.
Yeah, I have usually in the description of every video now, my email address, which is corazettercorner@yahoo.com, and they can send numbers there. That's where I usually sometimes get the numbers. Like there's also a website, and now I got a guy that's finding these numbers, and it's weird too because some of these scams, the number will stay the same, but then the scam will change. It's weird because those have been the numbers he's been finding recently too. So it's like when I call, I don't even know who I'm gonna get.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and a lot of times they don't even answer like, or don't they? A lot of times they'll just say hello, right?
Yeah, a lot of times they'll say, "Hello, how may I help you?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, I need help."
We want to welcome Scam Baiter Sasquatch, who says, I've gotten a few Medicare, Medicaid scam calls and lives in Canada. So, does Canada have Medicare, Medicaid?
I don't think they
I'm
do.
not
I'm
sure.
not sure. I'm not sure. I don't think they do. Because I think
So,
they get like universal health care, I think.
oh, yeah, they do, don't they?
I think so. They don't.
Oh, Scam Baiter says no, they don't. So that's really strange that, scammers don't know their geography anyway. So we know they don't know their geography. I actually have a romance scam I'm working on right now, and he sent a picture of his supposed wife, and he says that his wife was at the beach. And I said, oh, really? What beach? I've been to almost every beach. And he would never tell me. And I said, it looks really familiar. Is that Bart Beach in Simpson, Florida? Bart Simpson. See where I went there, but anyway. And he was like, oh no, I've never been to that beach before. So they don't know geography. I mean, you can make up a lot of names and they're not going to know. So they have Universal, I think Tony said. All right. You mentioned, before we go on, I'm going to bring up, you mentioned Tony a while ago. I know you have a very unique character that you play, which is, what is Tony's name?
Tony, or Tony Anthony. I gave him the middle name Antonio just to add another Tony in there because, like, Tony started way before the scam baiting stuff, because this goes back to when my one friend had passed away. And like, there's a way that some people deal with death, and it's going into this fantasy world, and it's healthy as long as you get out of it, which me and my friends did. But like, we would joke around pretending like Tony was real, and he would do all this stupid stuff. And how he started getting into the scam baiting was, I told my friend, who now has passed away, I'm like, do you think Tony would do with scammers? And she's like, do it. Just do it. So I did it, and it worked out perfectly.
Yeah, I've seen some Tony's, baits. So, how many characters do you have in total?
That I can think of, because there's Tony and Gladys. Isabel is new because she's actually based off a character from my book. Then there's Ninny. I just came up with Carrie Yonder just to use my regular voice. I don't really use her very often. She's not really fun. I don't like my regular voice, I guess you could say. And then that's all I can think of is 5 right now. There's gotta be. Oh yeah, I have Harley Flynn. That's 6, and I love doing that with Boss Life because it feels like we're actually Joker and Harley. Yeah. It's actually pretty fun.
That was the new video that you just did, right?
Yeah.
That one is one that I did start watching today, and you can tell it's definitely going to be a good video. I didn't get to finish it all, but you all make sure to check it out. Scam Beta Sasquatch says that they have videos on here, and they came up with a new character for the next time they call. So I am, I'm trying to be Scam Baiter Sasquatch. I don't think I've ever talked to you before, but welcome. So, and I'm assuming, do you have a YouTube channel?
I believe Scam Baiter Sasquatch does.
Okay.
The question is, if he does, have I watched them? Because I've watched so many scam baiting videos lately, I have to go back and look.
Hey, I will be right back. I gotta step away for a second.
Well, can you go ahead and start? Will you back shortly? Very shortly?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and just start this back.
Go ahead and start the video again. Maybe.
Can you help me with the guest? Okay, thank you. I'm going to transfer you now.
Okay. Our agents are licensed, trained, and specialists. Very good. Thank you.
Yes. Ms. Johnson, are you with us?
I'm with you.
Okay, I leave you in good hands. You guys both have a good day.
Okay, you too, dearie. I just can't figure out where I put my glasses. I don't know if the cat eats them or not. Good afternoon, Nene. It is Ninny Johnson. Ninny Johnson. I share the same last name as my husband, who recently passed away 2 years ago. I'm sorry to hear that. Yes, it was a sad Halloween. I got stuck wearing a teddy bear costume when he had a heart attack. I'm sorry to hear that. We were in the middle of the act. What was that? Did you give us a call or did we call you this afternoon? I called you because I want to get a better deal on my Medicare. And I want to be approved for the Medicare. Huh? Okay, we can look into that for you. What is your date of birth, please, Stevie? My date of birth is February 14th, 1940. I was the best Valentine's Day gift my mother ever had. She said it was better than what Cupid had given her, which was a piece of husband.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that as well.
Yeah,
Let's
he's
look
been
into
dead for
Medicare options.
my father's been dead for 20 years now. I spit on his corpse before they threw him into the fire. It's okay. It's part of our tradition.
Well, let's talk about your Medicare. So do you have, what I want to do is I want to run your Medicare report to verify.
I just want to say something. This isn't somebody from out of the country. This is an American representative.
Yeah, from what I've been told, they have somebody out of the country. They pass it on to somebody in America somewhere. I don't know where. I don't know, and I don't know how it might work because I have come across something on TikTok and I asked her to do an interview and I never got an answer from it. But there was another business. It's like the Life Alert thing, but I guess it was an off-brand that she used to work for. And the way they treat it, it's like a scam. They hand these buttons out, but most of them don't work. And they get away with it because people don't test them like they're supposed to, because they tell you they test them. Well, the way she was treated in this call center, the way she described it, it was bullying. It was, you can't go anywhere else because nobody else is going to hire you. Like, they flat out bully their employees. So I don't know if people who are in America are in those types of situations or if they are just, I don't care. It's money. Money is money. It could be either one.
Yeah, and that's one thing that we have to remember is, yes, a lot of these scams do come out of foreign countries, but we have evil people and scumbags here in the United States as well. And that's something I think we often forget, is not every scammer. I think we have to be aware of that, because I think if we walk around here like we trust every single person in the United States and we're putting them on a higher pedestal than we would somebody out of the country, we're opening ourselves up to become victims. There's domestic terrorists, and to me, this is just, and I've said it before, scamming to me is a form of terrorism. And it really is. They're terrorizing people on a daily basis. And, they're still affecting the lives of a lot of people. So we have people that are going to harm you or take your money and steal from you in the United States. And we forget that until we hear calls like this, where you hear the voice of someone that sounds like you when they speak, not somebody speaking in, very broken English. So, and that jumped out, and I'm glad you brought that up, Amy, because when I watched this earlier today, that jumped out at me because I think there was at least two different American voices that you hear in this phone conversation. So,
I'm going to go ahead and start this again.
Yep.
Verify that you have Medicare so we can look at the plan and see what you currently have to compare to see if we can do better. Do you have your Medicare red, white, and blue insurance card?
I did somewhere, but I think the cat ate it.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, Nene, whenever I can use your social security number to find it, or, that's the only other way that I can do it, or if you find it, you can give us a call back.
I can give you my social security number.
Okay, so I can look it up that way. What is your social security number, please, ma'am?
I have to look for the card, though. I haven't used my social security in a while since I retired as a librarian.
Okay, okay.
I think the last 4 digits were 2256. I didn't remember.
I need the full amount, please.
Okay. Let me see. Let me look in my little wallet.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Sabrina. I am calling regarding the new Medicare Advantage plan, and there's a lot of benefits that you can get at no additional cost. Do you have Medicaid or Medicare?
I have Medicare.
Okay. Since you have a Medicare, kindly stay in the line and I will connect you to a licensed specialist, ma'am, okay?
Okay.
Thank you for holding. My name is Rose. I'm a Medicare health agent. I'm here to help you qualify additional benefits in this year open enrollment. I understand you have Medicare Part A and B. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, you have the red, white, and blue card?
I do, or at least I did. But I think my cat might have ate it, because my cat's a bastard.
How old are you?
I was born February 14th, 1940, so I am 82 years old.
Okay, January 4th.
February 14th, which is Valentine's Day, 1940. I was born during the war, but before the Americans entered in, and I was little when the World War II hell ended up ending, and Hitler took his own damn life because he's a piece.
Okay, so let's see here. You are 81 years old?
82. I was born February 14th, 1940. Unless I'm wrong about what year it is today.
Okay, thank you so much. So I can properly introduce you, ma'am. What is your first and last name, please?
My first name is Ninny, Ninny, and my last name is Johnson, Johnsson.
Okay, Ms. Johnson. Based on your information, I see here that you do qualify for these additional benefits, ma'am. These are added to your current plan at no cost to you or changes, okay?
Okay.
So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and connect you with the Medicare licensed agent there in Indiana. Before I do so, I am required to play a recording. This recording is only in case we get disconnected. We can give you a call back. And also, so I can share your information with the Medicare licensed agent who was going to help you today, okay? Here's the recording, ma'am.
Okay.
Please take your privacy seriously. Call for that free quote.
I agree.
Is that a yes?
I agree.
Okay, I do need a yes so I can transfer your call.
Yes, I agree.
Jenny, is that a yes to the recording so I can transfer you?
Yes, I agree.
Can I get a clear yes?
Yes, I agree.
Good day, this is Warren. I'm calling regarding the new Medicare Advantage plan. There's a lot of benefits that you can get at no additional cost. Do you have Medicare or Medicaid?
I have Medicare.
Mm-hmm. Have you recently moved or lost your coverage?
No, I just lost my card a little bit. I think the cat ate it.
Okay. Ma'am, you have Medicare, right?
Yeah.
So, since you have Medicare,
I have Medicare.
Kindly stay on the line while I'll transfer you to our specialist, okay?
Oh, that sounds wonderful. Thank you.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
You hear me?
Yes, hi. Thank you for waiting. This is Diego. I'm a Medicare health
Oh,
agent.
Diego, that's a sexy name. I'm here calling about my Medicare.
Ma'am, do you have Medicare Part A and Part B or Medicaid?
I have Medicare.
Medicare?
Yeah.
Part A and Part B or what part?
Part A and B.
Great. Now, based on that information, you're eligible for additional benefits. To better assist you, can you go ahead and tell me your age, please?
I was born on February 14th on Valentine's Day on 1940, so I am 82 years old.
Ms. Johnson, before I connect you so they could assist you, due to the nature of the plan and for compliance purposes, we are required to play for you this recording.
agree to these terms before I transfer the call for that free quote?
Is this where I'm supposed to answer?
Yes, ma'am. Do
Uh,
you agree to the recording?
Hell yeah.
All right, I do need a clear yes to the recording if you do agree.
Hell yeah, I agree.
I need a yes. Can I get a clear yes?
Hell yeah.
Now, I did really want to expose this. So, when you call this number, this is the message you get during the hours of the days that they are Medicare.
Thank you for calling. Please listen carefully as your options may have changed. For Medicare and Medicaid Advantage plans, press 1. For health insurance, press 2. For auto insurance, press 3.
But when they're not in Medicare hours, this is the kind of message you get. It becomes a rehab scam.
Thank you for calling. If you or a loved one is struggling with drugs or alcohol and need to go to rehab, press 1. For weight loss and nutritional counseling, press 2. For fitness and personal trainers, press 3. For physical therapy, press 4. Again, if you or a loved one is struggling with drugs.
This is a Medicare scam by day, different scam by night. This I will be trying to look into in the future. So far, I've had not much luck keeping them on the phone. Thank you for watching. A quick announcement. I am now officially on the panel for After the Shuffle, which usually airs on Sundays at 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 3 o'clock Central. I do have the link down below for Face Down Tragedies page. If you like this video anytime, please like, comment, subscribe, share. Don't forget to hit that bell to know when I do go live, which is usually Mondays at 2 o'clock Central Time. And when I usually post videos, which are usually Mondays and Thursdays, depending on my kids. Thank you all very much.
I'm not gonna watch that.
So yeah, all those other options, when you click them, it hangs up right away, and then sometimes you can't
really?
even get it back. Yeah, so it's obviously a scam, especially if all those other options are not options.
Well, you would think, Medicare is very much a federal program. You know, car insurance, last time I checked, is not a federal program. So
not.
you would not expect to see Medicare and health insurance. Medicare and health insurance, maybe if you're going through the marketplace. But then you throw car insurance in there. No, you know. But I kept sitting here when I'm listening to you, and I'm listening to you, voice of the elderly Nini that they kept calling Nini and everything
Yeah.
else. You know, it you can't help but think how somebody that truly was 82 years old could be sitting there, and they're offering them these, yes, you can do this, you can get this upgrade to this insurance, and so many of our elderly population is on a fixed income. They're trying to find ways to save money, and they're sitting there innocently listening to somebody that's presenting themselves, in this way, and they're transferring them to all these different people. And anytime you call these organizations legitimately, you do get transferred a lot of times, and that's exactly what they're doing in this scam. And it's not just hearing people speak a foreign language, you're hearing people speak English, American English.
Yeah.
So, and they kind of set that up to where they really are able to get their claws in to people,
I want to say Cora reminds me, and I don't know if anybody's gonna know what I'm talking about, but she reminds me in that video so much of Jenna Marbles.
Nice. I know who you're talking about.
Reminds me so much.
Sasquatch, Scambaiter Sasquatch had said, where did that go? Oh, you can hear in the scammer's voice the, well, I'm trying to put it up there, that she is annoyed, and you could hear that throughout, especially when they wanted you to say yes. Why do you think it was so important during those recordings to just say one single word, clear and concise, yes?
They want you to say yes, so that way they have your number and they have you recorded of you saying your name and all that. They can use that information and have you already saying yes on a recording, and they can use that for whatever. And that's why they want you to say yes.
Yep.
And it's like one time, what was it?
Absolutely.
Was it hell yeah? Finally, he's let me
Hell
say
yeah.
it,
Yeah.
or was
Yep. Yep. And Tony down here says that he,
I need a hell yeah?
yep. So, yeah, and that is one good thing to pull out of this too, Cora. And I'm glad you brought that up and that you explained it, because I had already thought about that same thing. You know, a lot of times when you call, say you call the Social Security Administration and you really call them, they have the voice, you know, when you call them, you can either hit the number or you can say, yes, you can say your name, and it's not just Social Security. There's a lot. You go to open up a credit card, you go to talk to the bank, anything like that that's got the automated phone systems that recognize the voice, which more and more of them do. They do have that stuff recorded, and it's in your own voice. So if the bank is recording that and says, hey, this person set up a line of credit, and you're saying, well, I didn't do it, and they have the recording of it, whose voice are they going to hear? It's not the scammer. It is your own voice.
Yep, the person that got recorded.
Yeah, because I mean, what would it matter to have you and to stress the importance of, I need to hear a clear yes, a clear yes. You know, if you're talking to somebody and, you know, and they say, do you agree to this? I mean, I say, yeah, okay, whatever. And I've never had anybody stress it has to be the word yes, just the word yes.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. I mean,
Mhm.
it is sad how much these scammers, they put in, you know, they put a lot of time into trying to steal money, you know,
Mhm.
and so that is why scam baiters do such a valuable thing. Is what they're doing is when you were sitting there, Cora, how long did this whole conversation, how long did you occupy their time in this one?
If I didn't say it in the video, I don't remember. It had to have been, with it being 15 minutes, it had to have been at least a half hour, at least, because you got to cut down the silence, the putting you on hold, and all that stuff too. Like the latest video I did was about 50 minutes worth of wasting their time, and I got about 30 minutes of actual good footage out of it.
Right.
So it had to have been close to about 30 minutes or so.
So, but that is 30 minutes that you took away that they could have been sitting there with an 82-year-old grandmother legitimately scamming.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I have stressed a few times in the lives is if everybody that got an email or a Facebook message from somebody would go into it and know it's a scam and just sit there and play up your fantasy world. I mean, be whoever you've wanted to be in your fantasy. If everybody did that just for 15 minutes, could you imagine how much of a scammer's time would be wasted?
So much.
Yeah. Um, let's see what this one says.
To that one, Kathy, I always just say, sure. Because
Yeah.
a definitive yes should, I mean, you should never give a definitive yes unless you know for a fact you're calling the reputable place that you need to be calling.
What would
See, I had
Tony answer to that one?
what's up?
There you
Can
go.
you hear me?
Or I answer
Well,
back with, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I think
Tony,
one time
Tony,
I did
Tony.
answer. And they're like, can you hear me? Okay, and I was like, no. And then the thing continued on. I was like, okay.
Honestly, the minute I hear, you can usually tell, and I heard you mention in your call the sound that you get to where you hear that you
It's
associate
the
every scammer with.
the bloop.
Hmm.
And the automated calls, when you get those, if you listen closely, you can hear like a record. I mean, you can, like the recorded
Hmm.
sound. But when I get those, I mean, I don't even sit there and say anything. I'm just like, okay, I know what this is going to be. Um,
I
but
just sit there and say,
it's
"Do not call list. Do not call list. Do not call list."
yeah. Do we even believe there's such thing as a do not call list at this
No,
point?
because
Because
they
I
continue
don't.
calling.
Yeah.
I mean,
There was one video I did do where the scammers sold my information, and I got call after call, but it was on my text now, so I could easily change my number afterwards.
right.
But I made a video like call after call, and this was like an insurance. They wanted to sell house insurance, auto insurance, and health insurance, like. And so, like, I don't know if some of them were legit businesses or not, and some of them were scammers, but just like call after call after call. And the one time I picked up, I'm like, I got 5 of you already. Hold on, I got to take this. And I was just like call after call, and that was ridiculous. And that's why you don't ever give anybody permission to pass off that information.
Yeah. But I mean, as a scam baiter, you could have had at least write
I
down the
made
numbers or whatever.
right. I made one out of it. I made a whole video out of it, so it was
Yeah.
worth it.
Yeah. So I'm glad to know that your page is growing, your YouTube channel is growing.
Thanks.
We had talked about you're over 300. And
305 to be exact.
how long have you been on YouTube again? How long have you been posting to
I
YouTube?
started posting the scam baiting videos February last year.
Okay. All right.
Before
So
that, before that, I had a couple of like WWE like montage type videos and music and stuff, and like we're talking like 2006, and then
yeah.
one day YouTube went into a whole like, nope, copyright, 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 copyright. I'm like, okay, and then one video I kept up, and like 11 years later, copyrighted by WWE. I'm like, it took you guys 11 years to find it.
Let me tell you what has happened to my husband here in the past couple of days. He has actually gotten Facebook. What is it, Steve?
Facebook jail.
Well,
The
kind of
Facebook
jail restricted
Community guidelines. They'll block you from being able to comment or
restrictions.
post.
Restrictions, and it was from 2015. Past 2 days, he's gotten stuff.
I've had people. I know people on Facebook that have gotten that. Like they've been in Facebook jail, say like 2020 for something they posted back in 2011. It's
Yeah.
like seriously.
Well, and what kills me is, of course, he's getting the stuff. But if I sit here and report a scammer and send them the proof that is a scammer, they don't do anything to them.
No.
So I don't get it, but it is what it is. Now, Cora, you do something else other than scam bait, right? You've got something else. Are you
I write
writer?
books. Yeah, I write books. Yeah, I've released 2 books so far. I've got. This is not what the book's gonna look like, but this is kind of like the first proof copy right here of my next one that I'm working really hard on. So, but I don't have a cover yet, so I haven't talked to the cover artist yet.
What kind of books do you write?
Romance and very spicy romance. So it's like I got my serious side with the writing, and then I got my goofy side with the scam baiting.
Then what you got to do is you got to combine them and break into the romance scammers, and try some of your books out on some of your stuff out on them.
Well, that's where the character Isabel came from. Was from my last book that I released because we were doing the little launch party for it on After the Shuffle, and Miss Scarlett's like, why don't you use Isabel on the scammer? So I'm like, you know what, let's try this. And it works out perfectly. It's a scammer versus an influencer. So it works out. They don't like it very much.
There you go. I mean, that's it's awesome that you are doing that. So you've already got two out. Where can they get those?
On Amazon and only on Amazon. One's called The Complicated Summer Love, and the other one was the very first one I ever wrote. It's called Roaming and then slash Greek Fire.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
gonna have to
I could
check it
send
out. I
you.
love
I
romance.
could send you the links if you want me to. Just I need a second to go
Yeah,
get it.
Amy, if she sends the links, will you slap them up there?
Where are they being sent at?
Private chat.
Oh.
It's
Yeah,
gonna take me. Yeah, it's gonna take me a little bit. So
you're fine.
you can go with
Um,
the next question if you want.
Amy, what you got any questions?
No, not really questions. No.
What's the most frustrating part of scam baiting?
When you can't get a scammer on the phone.
Keeping people interacted with you, engaged.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I watched after the shuffle the last time that you were there to do Tony,
Yeah.
and nobody would talk to you that day.
Nobody wants to talk to Tony.
Amy, check private chat.
I see
Okay,
him.
I got it. That was
Okay.
the second one. This is the first one I'm sending. If I can find the window, I got a million windows open. That's another thing. It's like I got a million windows open right now. Like NaNoWriMo is going on right now. Camp NaNoWriMo, which stands for National Novel Writing Month. And so I'm trying to finish the next book right now. So
Is that when you do so many words or so many pages or whatever
yeah, so many.
within
It's
30 days?
50,000. Yeah, it's 50,000 words in 30 days, and I am like less than 4,000 away from 50,000. I wrote within this month, but I started the
Wow,
book before, so there's more than 50,000 in the book now. So
that's awesome. Um, there was a question I had on the tip of my tongue, and I can't remember what it was now. Oh, I do want to go ahead and give a shout out to Face Down Tragedy after the shuffle. He was in here earlier. They have a great team over there. Their panel consists of, I think, usually 6 people, roughly. Cora, is that right?
yeah, let me see. There's Chef Jay, Face Down, me, Lauren, Christian. Usually 5.
So
I think
five,
there's
yeah.
5 of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, um, oh, and Anthony's still here. Face Down Tragedy is still in the chat. But we do want you to definitely go check them out on Sundays. I think they were doing Sundays at 3 o'clock Eastern
Yeah.
time. So they cover a lot. It's not just scamming. They do a lot of and that's where we have been over there and we've talked about Anthony Scott Thompson over there. We're going to go back and continue that conversation. We just got to get it set up. But they cover a lot of things. I mean, so you get a wide variety over there with paranormal. You've got the
Psychics.
psychics. You've got I mean, just a lot of different things. So it's really something to keep you entertained. And I think they've actually talked about music as well and maybe incorporating that, somehow into that. So, and they have some guests that pop up, and that's in. I know I have seen Boss. Is it Boss
Boss Life.
Life?
Yes,
Yeah,
Boss Life. Yeah.
on After the Shuffle too, and that's who you did your last video with. So you'll make sure to go
Yeah.
check her out. And thank you.
Some people's work schedules are clashing with the scheduling right now.
It's been a hard couple of weeks. Face Down Tragedy, Anthony actually did go ahead and drop his link to their YouTube channel. So go, if you haven't liked their channel yet, go subscribe.
I do also want to throw up our live for next week
Don't
will
throw
also
up.
be at 7:30 next week as well due to some inconveniences on their work schedule.
Yeah, Amy's had a temporary change in her work schedule, so she doesn't get off until 6:30. So we want to give her just a little bit of time to get home and unwind a little bit. So
Get
we
home.
will
I
be.
stay home. On
Next,
Tuesdays, I'm
well,
home.
but next week we will be going back to talking about romance scammer William Hart that we've covered the past 4 weeks. You definitely don't want to miss it. Hoping to finish it up.
For the
You
ones that
might.
we left on the cliffhanger, Kathy and
We're turning it
Christopher.
into a drinking game. I've really tried to turn that whole thing. Every time he says, "What are you doing at this moment?" you take a shot. Every time he says the name Sophia, you take 2 shots. And I think we've had people crawling out of the lives at the end of it. So, um, that's the scammer drinking game. I actually would like to get together one Tuesday night and maybe do a game night type thing and do some scammer trivia. So, because there's a lot of questions that could be asked. And of course, we would do some
as,
prizes, maybe some gift cards, something like that.
as
Because,
long as it's
scammers
not
love their
going to be
gift cards. So we would do it and honor them.
as long as it's not
Do
going to
what,
be a
Amy?
drinking game, because Tuesdays are work nights.
No, no. Well, I mean, no, if people watching want to turn it into a drinking game, that's on them. But yeah, no, I don't do that. So, Cora, thank you so much for coming on and kind of letting us see what you do, talking about why you do it, and what you do. It might be a lot of fun, but I'm going to put it out there that it's very important, and I don't think people fully understand. You put a lot of yourself into it. Anybody that baits these, because a lot of these scammers. Oh, have you encountered a really horrible, mean, abusive scammer?
I did one time, and then I shut off the camera, and let's just say I made her cry.
Good. Good
That's
for
between
you.
me and her.
Yeah. And I'm glad because I know we don't go into it necessarily wanting to or trying to abuse because we don't know why a person is doing what they're doing.
Mhm.
I'm having to remind myself of that. But to me, there's no excuse for doing what they're doing. There's other ways. That's my opinion, but I still try to go into it treating them with respect. But when you go into it and you try to treat somebody with respect, they don't respect their victim on that phone or in that text message. They're very abusive. And, I would much rather them abuse me than to abuse a vulnerable person that's sitting there not knowing what they're getting into. So, what
That's
did you
my
say, Amy?
opinion, Linda. It's my opinion.
Linda?
Yeah, Linda. It's a
Okay.
fine. It's a fine.
No clue. No clue. But like I said, guys, we do want to thank everybody that came in tonight. If you watch it on replay, please make sure to let us know you are watching it on replay. That way, it kind of boosts this video up and gets it out to more people. Um, Kathy says she had to start going to AA. So yeah, yeah, you will. So, but anyway, back to William Hart. You might see some pirates, and it will not be Johnny Depp, okay? But you might see
What?
pirates
No, why?
next
Why
week.
you bring him up right now? Of all times to bring up Johnny Depp, he's going through a lot right now.
He is. He's not going to be seen on our live, but you are going to see some pirates, you're going to hear of pirates. How's that?
Man, I wouldn't be able to concentrate if he was on the live.
But anyway, so Cora, thank
Mine
you
would man
again
right
for coming
there.
on
Thank you for
tonight.
having
Go
me.
enjoy
Yes.
time with your family. Make sure everybody to go over and check out Cora's at her corner. The link has been running. You won't be able to click on it though. If you just go over and type Cora's at her corner all together, it will pull it up, or at least will pull up her videos. Also, make sure to go over on Facebook and YouTube and check out After the Shuffle. Face Down Tragedy After the Shuffle. I believe on YouTube he put his link over in the chat. And if anybody wants to jump on here with us at any point, wants to come on, share their stories, or talk about their scam baiting, or just want to come
Or just
discuss
hang out. and help us
Yeah, just
discuss
hang
the
out with us.
scams.
Yeah, I mean, please just let us know. I will share the link and bring people up. I do want this to truly be interactive. So, anyway, I think that's it, y'all. Next Tuesday night at 7:30, back to William Hart, the romance scammer. I can't do it the way I can kind of, but I can't point the right direction to point at her. So, okay, we got the heart. Oh, wait. Okay, whatever.
I'm
That
picking
looks
it
more
up
like a
from
bag.
author tube.
Good night, Cindy. Good night, everybody. Amy,
Good
will you
night.
hit the outro, intro, whatever you want to call it?
Don't get
Bye.
scammed, guys. Bye.